Who would have thunk it? Definitely not me. You see, when slavery took place and then Jim Crow, and compare that to today, I would have thought that the world was a more racist place back then. That apparently is not the case because there's an added addition, yet another added addition, compiled on all the microaggressions and all the things that are deemed racist in today's society, and that, my friends, according to none other than the Seattle School Board and gender studies professors around the nation, is the fact that math is in fact racist. You see, back in slavery times, math, not racist. During Jim Crow, math, it worked equally for everybody. Yet something has changed today, that today math is racist. Yes, math has been appropriated and it continues to marginalize and oppress people of color and disadvantaged brown people around the world. Math somehow works for white, cis, hetero males, but hey, it's got to work for somebody because it certainly worked pretty well around the world. Math, I used to think, was what made the universe work. Physicists will call it the language of the universe. That is the universal language. So it's what allows us to talk on a cell phone. It's what allows a building to remain erect for thousands and thousands of years. It's what allows us to beam video to a satellite and back down to somebody else. It's all mathematics. It's the genius of mankind to have uncovered this universal language. And yet this universal language speaks in racist tones. Oh no, it is oppressive. It hurts people. Kids in school now are going to be encouraged to evaluate and think of ways that math has oppressed them. Think of any way that math could possibly have oppressed you. They are encouraged to teach and learn about how Aborigines in Australia used to count, which I guess, for whatever I've heard, is a little bit different than we count in the West. You want to learn about Chinese abaci. Meanwhile, China is going full throttle in math, calculus, training their population, and we're stuck on Aboriginal counting. Which nation do you think is going to get ahead? Do you think that you're helping these students? Or are you burning your ethos of victimhood into them? This absolutely unhealthy mode of thinking that holds people back. I'm not going to work if I think that I'm a victim and that nothing I do matters. Even if I was a victim, I would not want to tell or me to be told that I'm a victim because I would want to conquer it. By telling somebody that you're a victim, you give them an excuse, however justified it might be. So yes, even if math is in fact racist as you so deem, telling people that they are victims, telling people that they are oppressed and that math is the oppressor is not serving them. You are hurting them. You are hurting the students by burning your own ideology into their young minds. It angers me a little bit, in case you couldn't tell. I'm just incredibly grateful for the fact that math is racist, and I'll tell you why. There are two reasons. Number one, it takes the onus and the attention off of me. You see, yours truly here 2 years ago made a statement publicly that was lambasted at the time in person, and then as it spread through social media, just got torrents of hate. I'm going to tell you what I said because I'm going to now find the excuse how I too have been victimized. You see, I stated that two-parent families yield superior results to single-parent families. My thinking at the time was the fact that two parents, you have double the amount of time that can be spent with the child. You have two sets of eyes on them that keep them safer. Even better, it's synergistic. It can be more than double because as you get time off and you leave another parent with the child, you get to refresh your mind and get to see things from a fresh vantage point, and you treat the child differently. And I say that as a father with a lovely wife. And I'm very grateful for that. And I thought that it was basically a non-questionable statement, but it turns out to be racist. So the good news about now math being racist is now the entire universe is racist. Everything that anybody has ever done, calculated, and is now racist. There's never been a better time to be a racist because you just slide right under. It just makes everything that used to be so out of this world, and if you were called a racist, it was such a big deal. But today everything is racist, so it takes the onus off of me. Now, let me tell you my victimhood in all of this. The fact is that I was using math to make that calculation that I previously told you about. Math was used, my calculation, my statement was infused, and the logic of it was based on a certain level of math. Of course, it's going to be racist. It was laced with racism from the outset because of math. So thank God I uncovered the reason for my racist statement, and I vow to you that I will never, ever use math again, nor will I teach it to my child. So if he steps out into the street, if I step out into the street willy-nilly and don't, in my mind, calculate how fast the car is going and how much time I need to cross the street in order to avoid it, yup, I'm the victim. I'm the victim. And I will sue the white male hegemony into oblivion. Of course, I'll never know how much they're actually going to pay me, considering the fact that it'll be stolen by everybody else because I can't calculate it. But that's a good thing because then I won't be racist. Math is racist. Lunacy.